the first installment of Little Stevie's Movie Corner, De-Aging Mice, and Project X. All this week on Jim Joe Steve Show.
Here's a story about 20 years ago. Three bros who grew up in Baltimore to the beach show. Every summer they had to go before they got married with kids. Now they all grown. Long trips to New York and Toronto. Playing beer pong with Captain Morgan's. Free throws. And if you don't know, now you know. Coming in hot, Jim Joe Steve Show.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Jim Joe Steve Show, where we sit around and have a couple drinks and talk about stuff. I'm Joe.
I'm Steve.
I'm Jim.
That was good. That was a good one, Joe.
I like that.
That was a very good one.
Well,
I harnessed the energy from my mustache.
Oh yeah. Speaking of mustaches,
Now you're
have you seen the hottest mustache you can possibly have in the world right now?
No, what's that?
Miles Teller.
I should cut this down to that.
You should definitely cut your mustache down to because
I mean, that's like the nothing, right?
Goose Jr. It's like
Right,
the military. They can only
it's
wear
Rooster.
it to the end
His
of
name's
their...
Rooster.
Oh, nice.
Joe, have you watched?
seen it
Have you
yet,
watched Top Gun yet? Oh, it was probably one of the greatest movies I've ever watched in my life.
I can't believe it's
so
already June 22nd and I haven't seen this movie yet.
Well, we're recording this a little bit early, so
I would say
it came out like last week.
It was a great movie. I would have. It would be hard pressed for me to say the greatest movie I've ever seen.
I'm being a little
but
bit.
certainly the best movie I've seen in theaters this year.
It's awesome. It is.
I mean, is that a low bar?
It's probably
It's the only one I've seen in theater. But it was entertaining start to finish.
Well,
but we can't talk about it.
We can't talk about it.
It's still a little new and Joe hasn't seen it.
Yeah, but it is awesome.
So no reviews.
Yeah. Well, speaking of reviews, do you guys know I've been reviewing movies on Letterboxd?
No shit.
What's Letterboxd?
Letterboxd is an app where you can. It's basically like Facebook, or it's a social media thing for movies where you friend your people, friend people, and then you can give movie stars. You can write reviews. So
if you're like a good movie reviewer, then you can
like people follow you,
okay.
get more followers. So I started reviewing movies. Would you guys like to hear one?
I would love to hear
Sponsored by Letterboxd.
Sponsored by Letterboxd.
If Letterboxd would like to sponsor this podcast, reach out to us. Send us a DM.
So these are Steve's awesome movie reviews.
Or JimJoeSteve@gmail.com.
We could call it Little Stevie's Movie Corner.
Yeah, Little Stevie's Movie Corner. All right. Today for Little Stevie's Movie Corner,
hold on. Intern, can we get some Little Stevie's Movie Corner intro music?
Oh God, the intern is this is where he's gonna shine today. He's gonna this song that he chooses that's gonna start playing right now. That was the right choice.
That's pretty good.
All right, so today I'm going to review a movie called Rim of the World that came out in 2019.
Is this an adult film?
No.
That's thinking the same thing.
It is not an adult film.
Oh, you're thinking of Getting Rimmed by the World.
By the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this was kind of like going off of like a Stranger Things kind of vibe.
Like 80s, that like
it was kind of
synth pop kind of music.
Rim of the World, here it is. This movie would have been 5 stars. It lost 4.5 stars when the kid used his belt to go down a zip line. He was wearing track pants. They don't have belt loops. Completely implausible. Half star.
Was the movie actually good?
No, it was all.
Okay.
That's why it lost 4.5 stars.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was like I wasn't
We didn't
sure
know
if
how hard of a grader you are.
Yeah, and if you were doing a bit, like the movie was actually good, and you just gave it half a star because they just did one thing. That
one
was
plot
so-so.
hole.
Right.
I mean, I can give you
right
one
through.
more real quick if you want.
Can I read
One
it?
more of
Can I read
Stevie's
it?
Movie Corner reviews?
Can I read it dramatically?
Yeah, here. Just pick one.
Oh, maybe I want to read one.
I'm going to read this.
What movie is it?
Those Who Wish Me Dead.
Oh.
Starring Angelina Jolie.
It's a fine movie. It's not going to make your top 10. Angelina Jolie's character must have the worst luck of any person in the whole world. She was struck by lightning 2 times in the same night. That's not even a plot point. Exclamation point. I should have just read point emphatically.
How many stars?
3 stars.
All right, get a decent one now.
These are all yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to read through it to see a decent
All right,
one.
I'm
Steve
gonna
will
pick
know
one
which
for you.
one. But it might end up being a good one.
I mean,
No, they're all
They're all
They're
good.
all good.
They're all Stevie's corner choice.
Read A Quiet Place Part 2.
A Quiet Place Part 2. The opening is awesome. I don't know what the main family has against shoes. You figure you would learn. 3.5 stars.
There you go.
Steve wanted to make sure he didn't give anything away on that review.
I think something happened with their feet.
You watch this shit?
Yeah, why
Like you watch all these stupid. I never
those are some
heard.
obscure movies. And I like obscure movies.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it.
If
Next,
you go to what's that? Red Door.
Red Tube.
letterbox.
Red Letter. Scarlet Letter.
What is your name so all of our listeners can?
It is Slambros 1.
Oh, that's original.
And that's it for this
can-
week on Little Stevie's Movie Corner,
Tune in next week.
where he may or may not see a movie between now and then.
But I can reviews. I could put some more reviews in.
Yeah, I mean, we need a. I mean, can you do a Top Gun review without ruining it?
No.
He can't.
The only
incapable.
I will say Top Gun is amazing. The only thing that it loses points on is which I love the scene, the beach football scene, because it doesn't make any sense how they're playing football.
I will agree.
It makes zero sense. But just for looking how jacked the dudes are,
worth it.
Oh,
it's so worth
the
it.
pecs. Just pecs for days.
Are they,
I know.
Did
I
they
know.
bring back the jean shorts?
I didn't even know if they were wearing pants. I couldn't tell you.
He was fixated on nipples left and right, every which way.
I saw. It's funny you say that. I saw this. And this might be hard to. I'm going to do my best to describe it. It was this this thing on Reddit. Somebody had one of those like GoPros on the end of a stick, and they were holding it out while they were skiing down a mountain, or maybe skiing or snowboarding down a mountain without a shirt on. And I guess it's got some sort of technology in the camera where the camera picks like a focal point and focuses on that, so that point doesn't move, but everything else around it moves. And the thing that the camera picked was the guy's nipple. So there's this funny video where like this guy's going down the mountain and the nipple is just not moving at all, and everything else is
Steady Eddie.
It's pretty funny. We'll post that Jim Joe Steve show on Twitter, Facebook,
One of our
and
things.
Instagram. One of those things that we communicate with our listeners a lot on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun shit.
Yeah.
If you need a meme of the day,
A what?
stick around.
What did you just call that?
A meme.
Haven't we ever? Okay, we've done this before, right?
No,
We
my
haven't.
E's and my A's, they kind of blend together.
Steve's losing it.
Fucking mayonnaise.
I didn't say memes.
No, but you said memes.
memes, whatever the fuck it is.
Remember when that lion maimed?
I mean, it's just this is fucking what I say. You don't know what the fuck I meant.
Oh gosh, so good, so good.
I got to give you guys something.
Oh man, I was talking to my mom the other day, and she just reminded me out of nowhere. We used to all play social sports together. We played football and softball and stuff. And
Your mom was upset about the beer taste test.
so the beer taste test reminded her of something that you did, Steve. So my mom, would come to the games occasionally and, pull up a chair and bring some beer. And so she brings a 6-pack of Coors Original. And Steve just walks by like it was nothing. He just walks by and he's like, oh, the banquet beer. Because there's a little label on the front that says Coors Original, the banquet beer. And my mom never drank Coors Original again because when he called it the banquet beer, she said it made her feel like an old lady.
Did you tell her that it made a comeback because of Cobra Kai?
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, like in it, the bad guy who in Karate Kid, what was it? Johnny, whatever his name is,
Johnny Cobra Kai.
Yeah, Johnny Cobra Kai. He just drinks Coors Original, and
The beer's made a resurgence.
Yeah. I love it.
Do you really? You drink it?
Coors Original?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't drink Coors.
Fucking drink that shit.
It's in my refrigerator right now because it makes it a little. They have like the little,
like the little barrel,
the little short neck.
Yeah.
But because I can't drink
Stocky
Coors. I can't drink Coors Light because when we would hang out over my friend Kenny's house, we would always drink Coors Light, and the smell of like waking up the next day, like when you're like young, and it just spilt beer everywhere, and that smell of stale Coors Light. I smell it every time I open up a can, so I can't drink it. I will never drink it.
Just wrecks you.
Yeah, it just destroys me. But then Coors Banquet beer, it's good stuff there. Good stuff there. It's better than Sake Brown Eye, whatever that drink is.
Yeah, that was a tough one that Joe made. What is that beer?
It's a Saison.
So,
Of course it is.
How does it? So I like normal beers, just your regular run of the mill beers that you get, American beers, Miller Lite, Coors Light, well, not Coors Original, MGD. Joe, when you go into a liquor store,
How do I pick the beers?
how do you pick the beers?
So I look for the beers from the breweries that I know I generally enjoy.
What are the breweries that you like?
I like some of the local
Anheuser-Busch?
ones. Equilibrium, which I talk about a lot. Firm, Crooked Crab, Burley Oak.
Okay,
RAR.
so you just get their shit, whatever.
No, and so then I'm looking for those, and I once I get past those, then I'll look for stuff with like cool can art or crazy names, or just whatever kind of beer it is with whatever kind of ingredients, and then if I haven't had it or I haven't heard of it, I check it against this app. There's this app called Untapped, and they rate beers and stuff. And if it's got a good rating, I get it. If it's like over like a 4.1 or 4.2, I get it. And if it's below that, I usually don't get it.
It is fascinating that you do all that work to then go buy a $26 six pack.
If it's on sale.
It's a 4-pack. When you spend $26 on a 4-pack, you want to make sure it's going to be good. And it usually is. If it's got a good rating on Untapped and I buy it, I generally enjoy it.
God, it's so weird. It's funny that I always feel like with Joe, when Joe gets into something, then I start to see people making fun of it, like comedians, like and
Are you saying like Joe's last on the train of
or when he
trend?
gets like the trend that Joe gets on, it's like a preposterous trend.
I feel like some of those beers spend more time designing their sticker label.
Yeah. I mean, some of them. Well, no, that's not true. I mean, they probably have one guy that's his job to do all the
like
the
I
can art.
feel now. Let me ask this, because this is an assumption I make. Like if I was to say, like if you were to show me these cans of beer, they all have fucking stickers on them because they don't have real labels. But
they don't have real labels because everything that everybody's doing is all like limited run stuff. Like it's not stuff that they're producing all the time year round. It's stuff that they'll produce a big batch of, and then they'll never make it again, or they'll make it in a year from now. So like to print a label on a can, unless you're doing it thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of times, it's not like worth it because it's a different machine to print it on the can as opposed to just making a sticker and slapping a sticker on.
I forgot where I was
just
going
goes
with
to
I
Joe.
just forgot where I was going with that because I was just mesmerized.
I saw it in your face where you just got glazed over and you had no idea what the fuck you were going to
After
say.
a while, it just became Charlie Brown's teachers. Wah, 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 wah.
Well, I wanted to circle back with an episode that we had a couple weeks ago where I kind of poo-pooed on the 90 Day Fiancé
Fart in a jar?
Fart in a Jar
Fart in a jar.
for quitting.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's where that went.
Joe just got to relive it all again for the first time.
Before we recorded this, we talked about this, and Joe didn't remember we talked about that.
I mean, I remember
It's
we talked
ongoing.
about the lady.
How do you remember what beers you drank?
Oh, Joe could rattle off 10 beers he
yeah.
had 16 years ago.
He rates them on Untapped like I do movies.
I've never rated beer. I should get on
Oh,
that.
you would be
I should
held
contribute.
Great job at that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So,
Stephanie Mateo.
so I kind of shit on her a little bit, and apparently she listens to the show. So she has now got back into the business.
The business of farting in jars?
No.
Ooh.
I like a good pivot.
Oh.
So
She sells Jankum.
Steve, you're not too far off.
Oh, God. Is she selling Duke in a jar?
No, but she does. She makes thousands of dollars a day selling jars of her boob sweat.
Come on.
How do you
don't-
get it?
Well, she lets us know
Oh, good.
because everyone wonders.
Talk about the sourcing of this boob sweat.
All you need is bottles, sun, cha-chas, and sit out like a maple tree for hours.
She sounds like a swell lady.
I mean, she's making millions of dollars.
Each bottle of boob sweat, just throw out a number how much you think her loyal fans will pay for a bottle of, and I would say one of the pictures is a vial. Like
Okay, so that's what I
it's
was
not
gonna
like
ask.
she's not dumping out a gallon of boob sweat. So it's a vial of boob sweat. How much?
God, that's so hot.
How much would you say that these go for?
I don't know, Steve. How much have you paid for them?
They go for $3,000.
I'm gonna say $900.
Well, then you would be getting a deal at $500 a vial of boob sweat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was way off.
Bit way off. She sold.
I thought you were selling her toots for.
I think they were like $1,500.
He called the farts toots.
Do you know I said toots and I just stared straight at you because I was waiting to get your reaction to it, but you were looking at Jen because I knew you would laugh at that.
She gets very scientific later in the article. It says, sometimes it can vary how long it takes to fill up a jar, as it depends on several scientific factors, mind you.
The temperature.
It depends on several
Humidity.
scientific factors, mainly the heat, movement, and how hydrated I am.
It reminds me of the
But mainly
Jackass
heat.
skit. Remember when they like
Oh, they drank.
they saran? Yeah, they saran
and
wrapped
the big fat guy and put him on a treadmill,
right, pressed him.
That's all she needs
pressed-
to do.
Oh, that's disgusting.
That's absolutely horrendous. But good times to her for not
you
quitting.
get back on it.
And
Yeah,
you find
absolutely.
something else and you just go for it.
Sometimes you just need a little break.
Would you do that?
Take a
Sell
break.
my
Joe
boob
would take a
sweat.
break from this podcast. he's waiting to go on summer vacation.
Would you sell if people were going to buy it for $500?
Like sell some body hair.
Oh my God,
I
he's
mean-
sitting on a gold mine right there.
No, like you're sweating, but you have to do something like that. Like you got to
Like
sit out in the sun
sun?
with bottles. Would you do it?
I mean, I like sitting outside and I like sweating. So if I can make a couple extra shekels, I'm in.
All right.
I mean, I can't imagine that I would be in a position where I would go, I think someone's going to buy this. But if I had a request, $500, fuck yeah.
What's the minimum amount you do it for?
$1.
Plus shipping and handling.
Which is not $499. I don't know. But $500, yes.
Well, good on you, Stephanie Mateo, for getting back on that horse.
Yeah.
You know what I read this week?
What?
What did you read this week?
that they've de-aged mice. That
Like they Benjamin buttoned them?
yeah.
Were the mice physically getting younger?
So we are on the cusp of being able to de-age ourselves to get younger. So this article I read that they showed a picture of like it was two mice born on the same, like they were like brother and sister, and the one they de-aged and it was just young. It was
Like you
young.
could
It got
like
its
live
sight.
forever.
It got its sight back. Yeah, we're on the cusp of being able to.
That's going to kill us.
Yeah, that would, I mean, yeah, because that means nobody dies and then our
Would you-
planet becomes.
How young would you?
Your boss will
react?
make you work till you're 155 years old now. Who wants that? We Social Security's drying up.
Would you do it?
I don't. Just for myself, no. I don't want to live forever. Because I mean, if everyone around me was doing it, and I could live forever with the people that I care about, yeah, but I don't want to fucking everyone die off. How lonely as shit is that?
You just keep hanging out with the young kids.
I know you can
I
just
get older, but they keep saying the same age.
You could go undercover cop in a school.
I hate that was another episode.
I love that Joe's referencing old episodes. He's remembering.
I remember from all those weeks ago.
I remember. Yeah, but I just thought it was crazy that they can.
I mean, would you want to do it?
Yeah, I don't want to die.
But what about if you? Okay, first dose. We don't know if we can recreate this mass quantity, but Steve, you're up. Do you want it? No one around you, family members, can have it. Do you want it?
Yes.
Oh man,
I mean, how far back do you think it? Because they can do like times, like so you can go back 10 years. I would just stay 20.
Yeah, but 10 years isn't a thing because people can die between 80 and 100 anyway. So I think to make it actually something, you would have to be like 25 to 30 years minimum.
Well,
otherwise, you're just like
they would
living
just
like a
age me
long
back
adult.
to like 25. They just get aged back to 25.
But are you aging back or are you just living longer?
No, you're aging back. They're de-aging you. You were getting
okay,
younger.
so like now I can go back to like 20.
Yeah, physically. Like,
I mean,
But then if you don't take any more, are you starting age like life then and you're
Yeah.
living like an extra 20, assuming you don't
I
get
think
hit by
so.
a bus?
But and then in the article they said they can do it multiple times. So basically, like we're on the cusp of living forever.
dude, imagine like how that would affect something like sports. Like imagine if they did that to Nolan Ryan and all of a sudden Nolan Ryan is back there fucking just throwing gas.
Michael Jordan's back.
Yeah.
It's going to fuck up everything.
I mean, yeah, it would, but
Cal starts 21-31 over.
Only the rich
I'm
people.
going back
only
to
rich,
Little League and fucking stomping everyone.
You don't
Fucking
become
Uncle
10
Rico.
again.
Why not?
I think your brain stays the same.
Right. But if I'm shrinking back down to 10,
You're not shrinking. You're just getting younger. You're not-
but you can't there's a limit to what you can get
It's like
younger.
refreshing your organs and things.
Right. But I mean, then you would go back to your 20s. Like that would be the farthest you could go back. Like
No, it's not like de-aging you in that it's taking a number away from you because the amount that's calculated on the amount of years that you live on this planet.
He's not going to be able to drink again.
Right. I don't want to go all the way back to 20, guys.
No, what I'm saying
to
is
wait a whole
at
year
one
to
point,
drink.
like it can only take you back to your first stage of adulthood. Is what I'm saying. Like you can't take you back.
Oh,
past,
did you read the article?
No, but I'm just I'm saying like scientifically, you cannot do that because.
I mean, I think it's just like it's like throwing a fresh coat of wax on a 60-year-old car. Like it shines it up, it makes it look brand new
But it's still
again.
a 60-year-old car.
Exactly.
But this is saying it's actually
Yeah, but the parts
de-aging
you're de-aging you as in
like
as
everything.
No, it's bringing them back to function as if they are 25 years old. It's not saying your liver is now
25.
only 25 years old. It's saying your liver is now.
No, I think that's what it's saying is that it takes it back to your 25. So if you stopped it, then you would be living from 25 on.
Right. And then
Right.
Yeah, it's like taking all of the age and damage away from
I think we're saying the same thing, just differently.
I don't think we are.
I'm pretty sure
I
we
think
are.
you guys are.
You're just trying to say it in a
You're
more
thinking-
specially wrapped up way.
Because you think that he's saying that, Joe, you think that Jim is saying that you are going to, like, if he de-aged himself to 10, he'll be everything about him will be a 10-year-old.
Right.
Like his mental aptitude and everything like that. But I don't think that's
That's
not
not
what
what I'm
you're
saying.
saying. So,
But what I'm saying is they can only right. But they're de-aging you in the inside and also obviously the outside. You're not going to have your organs be at 20 and you all wrinkled up motherfucking
Well,
prune.
your skin's an organ.
What you still got dick flies.
yeah, fucking
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. Like if you were like a plastic surgeon, you wouldn't need
yeah.
plastic surgeon except
Unless
it's
you
like,
get a scar.
Is it a pill injection? Like you just
I
gotta
think
sleep
it's
in
an,
a
I
fucking
think it's like
chamber
an
every night.
injection. I think it's like an injection kind of thing. Would you take it?
I don't know. I don't want to like it. Yeah, I think that's a good question. Can everybody then take it? Because I don't want to like outlive my kids.
Well, yeah. I mean, I understand that, but I mean, I would take it still.
Like to go back. Okay, so now, right now, I just turned 44, and I can noticeably tell a difference between like 40 and 44.
Like taking a pee.
Like it takes me in the morning, I gotta swing my feet off the side of the bed and I have to warm up like an old Buick just to walk to the bathroom. Like I'm not jumping out of bed.
Right.
You know, it takes me a couple minutes to like fully walk upright.
Loosen up.
Yeah. So, and that didn't happen at 40. At 40, I thought, well, I'm fucking still in good shape. And now I'm seeing that I'm, no matter what shape I think I'm in, I'm 44. Like it hurts some mornings. I'm doing those noises. Radio. I'm doing those noises when I get off the couch.
I do that all the time.
Right, but I never used to do that.
Yeah.
So there is a distinct difference.
I've always done that.
So yes, I would like to go back to give me 35, and I'm straight. I don't want to be like 18 again.
Yeah.
Give me 35.
What about you, Joe?
I mean, if I have to do it, I'm going back to my mid-20s. When I was in my 20s, like if I just like started eating an apple for lunch instead of like whatever I ate for lunch,
popping out abs.
Right. Like those pounds just shed. Now I have to eat.
He'd be Miles Teller in Top Gun.
God, with the sweet stash.
He was in the movie that me and you, well, we all love, but me and you love.
Yeah, he was the baseball player. Yeah,
just like small little role.
Project X.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the only thing I've ever seen him in.
Oh, really?
And then he's doing fucking Top Gun. Like,
Now he's the rooster.
He got off a bus in Project X and now he's a Top Gun. I don't fucking know how that happens, but good for fucking Miles Teller.
He was in that War Dogs?
Faster.
Yes, he was in War Dogs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you watching that one. That was a good movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
That movie was awesome.
Loosely based on a true story.
Yeah.
No way that shit fucking happened that way.
Just thinking about it made me think of Eric. Allegedly, Eric. He had a party one time at his house. It reminded me of the Project X movie.
Really?
Later on in life, like
Way too many people.
Way too many people. At one point, him and I were in his room, and I was like, "Dude, this party's crazy." And we looked out at the window of his house, and it was just like you could see a wave of people because it was just there were so many people in his backyard, and we ran out of cups. So people were drinking out of his mom's like vases,
urns.
Yeah, they were just going around and then just drinking out of whatever they could. So you'd see some guy, and I remember him and I were like in there. We're like, this is the fucking craziest party ever. And then all of a sudden you hear like, and we're like, what the hell is that? And there's a guy fucking in his living room starting up a chainsaw
Oh my God.
to try to cut the top of the keg open because it was tapped.
Want to get every drop out.
Yeah. And then that same guy beat somebody up in Eric's like driveway with the beer tap. it just made me think
that guy's resourceful as shit because I don't know where you got a chainsaw.
It was just sitting around in Eric's house. It was just a weird. I remember then his parents like came home, and it was one of those things like later on in life we told her about it,
right?
And
he had a party that big and didn't get caught.
No, he didn't get caught. I don't know how his uncle came over and started yelling, but I think somebody threatened him. And then like you better shut your mouth. We know where you live, kind of thing. And he never. I don't know what it was. And then I remember the next day there was like shit all over the place, and we were cleaning up, and we had to put he had scratches all in the walls, so we would put like white out. We just filled it in with white out because it's a white wall.
That's crafty.
I just always think about it. We covered that up, but it just reminded me of Project X, which I was just like, God. I was like, that was one of the craziest.
Yeah, that was a good
parties.
movie. Was that based on a true story?
Project X? No, I mean, I guess no. I can't. It can't be based on a true story.
Did that have like somebody wearing like body armor and a flamethrower or something? Or
That's Lethal Weapon 4.
No,
there wasn't.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
What would if we could have a guest that would come on and they have to be some obscure thing. Like it can't be like an
Malcolm
A-list.
Gladwell.
I
Oddly, Joe could use the same one he used for 10 episodes ago.
I know. So it can't be famous. Just someone stupid that you would actually want to talk to.
As a joke or somebody who
It could be a joke or anything.
Your brother.
My brother,
Steve's brother. For some reason, I think that motherfucker will have some good content.
Well, guess what?
What's he doing?
We can have him on.
See if he can take off work.
Yeah, I'll ask him if he can take off of work and come on. But I think he can make that happen.
Think you make that happen?
I think he can make that happen.
I think he would give us some good shit.
I want JJ on the pod.
Yes.
JJ is one of our friends that we've tried to get him on the podcast.
We started the podcast and just assumed JJ would be a returning guest, almost like Eric.
I think we initially thought we would do 4 and have JJ on it all the time, and then he just said no.
And JJ just is JJ and doesn't want to do it. I think we would get your brother on before we.
I can make my brother happen.
Okay.
So Jim,
we will probably get,
I'm about to grant your wish.
Grant a Wish Foundation.
Yeah. Are we gonna have to send a car for him?
we may, or I just got to pick him up on the way here.
I think we could get Kenny Hoopla on this podcast
That would
before
be awesome.
JJ would come on this podcast.
If we got that, would be really cool.
Kenny Hoopla, I'm putting it out there in the universe. Come on our podcast.
Somebody tweet him and tell him to listen to the universe. Follow us on Jim Joe Steve on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Call us at
856 the JJSS.
and
share our damn podcast.
Yeah, tell somebody. We haven't asked you to do that in a while.
Better tell somebody.
You better tell somebody. For the Jim Joe Steve Show, my name's Joe.
I'm Jim.
And I am Steve.
And we will talk to you soon.